In the hours following the attack, many of the survivors shared their horrific scenes that they witnessed and how they managed to escape, while others in the Muslim community say they cannot believe something like this could happen in this country, especially New Zealand. So here are some of their stories.
And he came through and he started shooting like everyone in the mosque, like, everywhere. And I have to smash the door, glass, from the window, and from the door, there is a small door, smash it, and to get everyone try to get out.
After 3-4 minutes, we heard, the firing, and it was from the main entrance of the building. And then everybody just ran to the back doors just to save themselves. And first we hide behind the cars and, under the cars, and then when we see that firing is still on, we try to, jump the fence.
I was jumping out of the wall and then stayed there in a house, and still we were listening the gunfire, a loud sound, which was continuously happening for 10 to 15 minutes.
I was thinking that he must run out of bullets, So what I did was basically waiting for that and praying to God, oh God, please, let this guy run out of bullets.
You don't think something like this could happen in New Zealand? Well, in Christchurch of all places, we're such a small community, we're so kind and loving, so I just don't understand why someone would hurt us like this and in such a way, just like an animal. Like, why would you treat us like that? We've done nothing wrong to you. What terrifies me is that there's people out there that are enjoying this, or they're okay with this and they support this, and it pushes their cause even more, and I'm really scared for our future. I'm terrified. I don't know if I'm going to be feeling safe walking by myself wearing my headscarf, and I've never felt that way.
Joining me now is someone who survived the attack. Shoaib Ghani was at the Linwood Mosque. So remember, there were two mosques that came under fire. There was the Al Noor Mosque, and Shoaib was at Linwood. Now, he is currently under lockdown at his home in Christchurch, and a warning, some of the details he and I are about to discuss may be disturbing to some of you folks at home, so if you've got children in the room, maybe you want them to step out for just a few moments. Shoaib, first of all, I just want to say I'm so deeply sorry for what you've experienced, for what your communities are going through right now. As much as you're willing to share with us, please describe for me where you were when the shooting took place at your mosque.
Well, I was in the middle of my prayers. It was just the starting of the prayers when I heard gunshots from outside the mosque, but we did not break the prayer. We still continued to pray. But a brother standing near the window tried to look out the window and said, somebody shooting. But we still did not break the prayer. But then the shooter came to the left side of, there's a window on the left, and started shooting from the window. And I saw people falling on the floor with all bloods in their head. And everybody then knew that something is happening.
I just want to stop you 1 second, Shoaib. People standing next to you were shot and dropped down in front of you?
Yes, just beside me. Just beside me. I was in the prayer and he just dropped down. And then everybody realized that something bad is happening. Because until we were hearing from outside, we did not break the prayers. But when he came in there from the window, started shooting, people started to fall down on my left. And I was like, and everybody then fell down to the ground, started to crawl, save themselves. And I could see people getting shot in head, in legs, body, shoulders. I could see my friends getting shot, and he could not do anything but to hide my face. I kept crawling towards the corner until I could see people getting shot beside me. I was just waiting when the bullet will hit me, because it was going to hit me, because it was hitting just by people are by my side. Why is it not going to hit me? So I just kept crawling. I saw a table in front of me when the shooting was still on. People were crying and screaming. So I grabbed the table and went under it. And I was really horrified. I could see people, getting shot in the head. So I was really, I could not take that. So I closed my eyes and I put my head down and tried calling home, because I wanted to talk home for one last time, because I felt like I'm going to die. So I tried calling home, but nobody picked up at my place.
And who was at home? Who was at home that you were trying to call?
Mother. My mother.
And is your mother in Christchurch?
No, she's in India.
And you weren't able to get through to her?
No, I could not. I tried to call my mother multiple times, nobody picked up. I called my father, nobody picked up. So I had no choice. I could look around, people asking for help me, and they were bleeding, but I could not reach out to them, because I thought that if I move out of the table, he might shoot me too. So I could just see them bleed to death. That's what I did. Eventually, I could had no choice but to see them dying. They were reaching out, but I could not help them. So I tried calling the ambulance, and there was a lady on the other end of the phone. She asked me to stay online until the help arrives. So I stayed online. I could still hear gunfights shouting, people hurt, getting hurt, women crying, screaming, getting shot, kids getting shot. And my head was down with the lady on the line saying, "Hang on, the help is coming." And I was just waiting if I get shot or the help arrives. I just have to wait and I did not move, because if I would have moved or something, he might shoot me too. So I just kept my head down, and some guy standing on the window just screamed that police is here, because he was able to look out of the window.
And
So that
Shoaib,
gave
in
me a relief. But
situations, sorry, but in situations like this, it's difficult to measure time, but just as best as you can, between the moment that you heard some activity outside the window of the mosque and by the time the police arrived and the shooting stopped, how long do you think that time frame was?
10 minutes.
It was
12
10 minutes of shooting?
Yeah, no, it's not 10 minutes of shooting. The shooter ran away, a couple of minutes silence, and then the police came.
And did the shooter say anything as he was carrying out this
No,
attack?
nothing at all. A brother from mosque said to me that he saw the shooter. He was wearing a mask and he had a gun. It was written "Welcome to Hell" on his gun. That's what he said to me. That's what he saw.
And what was going through your head in this moment?
You always think of these moments as how heroic you can act when these things come, but nothing, you can't do anything at all. You just can see people dying in front of you and you try to save yourself. I could see people getting shot and had brains out, and I just can't do anything. You just don't know what to do but to save yourself. And you don't even know how to save yourself. So I just went under a table. I was lucky enough to find a table. I just went under it and kept my head down, and I kept my phone on with the lady on the phone. And somebody shot. And after a few minutes, a lady shouted that police is here. The guy shouted that the police is here, and that was a relief. But then police came in, fired multiple shots. Probably that was police. I thought they saw the gunman running and they shot him, or they tried to chase him or whatever. And then the SWAT came in with all their guns, tried to survey the whole mosque. Asked us to put our hands up on the head, stand up, checked us. That is the moment when I stood up and see what is exactly happening in the mosque. I could see the carpets going red with blood, with multiple dead bodies. The police have put clothes on those bodies. I could see them. I could see multiple dead bodies, and then eventually they put clothes on those dead bodies, and there were like 5 or 6. I saw it on my 5 or 6 people lying dead on the floor. There were more though, and a lot of people. One of my friend got hurt, got shot in his shoulder. He is in hospital, and one of my friend got shot in the back of the head. He's no more. He died on spot. So that was really horrific. The police came, they rescued us. They walked us through the mosque towards a dairy across the road, and we stayed in the dairy for 30 minutes. And I saw people crying for their husbands or their kids. They could not find them, or they are left in the mosque. They are hurt. They cannot move. The police was doing everything they can to tell them that they are safe or anything. But we all knew what happened, so everybody had an idea that if they are not here, then where they are, they must be really bad, hurt or dead. So
Shoaib,
eventually they took her.
How are you feeling now? It's still a day. It's
horrific.
just
I cannot
been a
sleep
day.
or eat. Yeah.
You can't sleep or eat.
I just can hear headshots. I tried to sleep last night, but I could not. I just stayed up all night. I just stayed up all night and just waited. I could not do anything but to call home. My father wants me to sleep because it's important, but I cannot. I just cannot explain you how I feel right now. I could still hear gunshots. I could still feel them, me lying on the floor, waiting for the bullet to hit me. But it did not, luckily. I kept checking my body, like where am I hurt.
How long have you been living in New Zealand and in Christchurch?
I arrived in July 2018. I'm a construction management student. And it's not even a year since I'm in Christchurch. I chose Christchurch because it's so peaceful. Never heard anything in New Zealand. Never saw this coming. I never thought this would happen in Christchurch. That too, because Muslims are so minority in Christchurch. So I never thought that if anyone were attacked, why would it be Christchurch? It's so less people.
Okay.
But things happens.
Shoaib, I have so much more I want to ask you, but we are running out of time. So I guess
alright.
two things I really want to know is, how are you going to move forward? Do you want to stay in Christchurch? And also, when you finally did get through to your mom, what did you say to her?
My mom was crying. I just remember she was crying and she asked me, did I get shot multiple times? I said, no, I'm alive and I'm safe. I just want to go home now. Maybe I'll just visit home once and I'll come back to Christchurch. It's just few people, you know. I cannot blame whole New Zealand for this. They are the only one who rescued us. So it's just some guy who tried to shoot us. I cannot just leave New Zealand for not being safe.
So you're going to stay?
I hope. Yeah, seems like it. It's a good country. Everybody's so peaceful. People helped me here. Just one guy tried to kill me doesn't mean everybody is bad, you know. So I can come back here and live with hope that nothing happens in the future.
Okay.
That's all I could do. Well, mosques are closed, so.
Listen,
stay home.
Shoaib, let's leave it on that wonderful sentiment of hope. I am so deeply sorry for what you've gone through. I'm so sorry that you've lost friends. And I know that everyone, every decent human being on this planet shares their support and love and sympathies with what your communities have gone through. So thank you for making time for us. I hope that things get better soon. I hope you get some sleep as well. So thanks for making time for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers.
Shoaib Ghani is a survivor of the Linwood Mosque shooting. He joined me from Christchurch, New Zealand.